You know, Mr. Speaker, I find myself almost speechless. And I'm told, ladies and gentlemen, that does not happen very often, although I don't understand why. I thought that we would hear from both sides of the aisle some comments today about the governor's proposal to balance the budget. That was announced a couple of days ago and that Secretary Wagner briefed us on yesterday. And instead, I've heard some complaints about some smoking bills that I would remind the body that were voted on this floor last year and defeated by a wide margin. And I've heard some complaining about a bill that I think most of us probably would not consider a major issue facing the Commonwealth, not getting out of committee. But I haven't heard a word about the $200 million worth of cuts to public education to your localities. Now, we were told those were just construction cuts, but let me tell you what the governor's done. He has gone into basic aid for public education. He has removed $165 million, and he's taken lottery proceeds that already went to the schools and plugged it in and told you he didn't cut basic aid to public education. So he's taken your own money, taken some of it, and told you fill it with other money that you already have, and don't worry, I'm the education governor. Now let's talk about what that means for your localities. And I've got a list that I'd be happy to share with all of you. Accomack, $1 million. Arlington, 1.2. Chesterfield, north of 11 million. Fairfax, 11 million. Norfolk, almost 7. And the list goes on and on. So where are we? We're 3 days before we have to put this budget out, and we have to go home and tell our localities, we don't know how we're going to solve this problem. The governor has cut your funding. Now, what does that do? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to suggest to you 2 things are going to happen. Either public education funding is going to be cut, or your property taxes are going up. Ladies and gentlemen, when times are tough, we should reduce spending. Pushing obligations onto localities so they can raise property taxes so you can fund your other initiatives is not reducing spending, it's raising taxes. I would suggest to you that that is a serious issue, and that's what we ought to be talking about here, not about bills that were defeated last year by a wide margin or bills about telling people what they can and can't put on their cars. And I'd hope this body would focus on what's important, not what is trivial.
Gentleman from Norfolk, Mr. Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.